Now here's a video talking about engineering winter storms, and was the blizzard of 78 actually engineered? It was an experiment. They were testing out their, you know, weather modifying technology. Well, first let's look at the 2004 tsunami that hit in, I think, Indonesia. You know, remember that? Well, they say that was a 9.0, and then the 2011 Japan tsunami was also a 9.0. Maybe they used the same bombs, at the bottom of the ocean. But what was very interesting, people became suspicious about the 2011 tsunami because there was black mud off the bottom of the ocean, like the deep bottom of the ocean that came up first. And they were very suspicious, are they detonating bombs? I mean, what's going on here? 9.0, 2004, 9.0. So if you go over here and study up on Hurricane Katrina, now if you remember, Hurricane Katrina, there was like a day or two or a period of time where this big hurricane was just waiting. It just stopped, and it's just spinning around waiting out in the ocean. And people, became suspicious. In fact, that whole disaster, there was engineering experts that were throwing red flags going, hey, wait a minute, man, something doesn't add up here. Basically, they were saying, these levees should have never broken. Something's very suspicious about this event. And I think what this planned out event was, it was all about martial law. How are people going to react in a horrific disaster? How far can we push these people under martial law? That's kind of what conspiracy researchers believe happened or was involved in the, Hurricane Katrina. Somewhere maybe back in the 80s or 90s, there was a small country over in Europe, and they were very suspicious of this horrific ice storm. They believed this event was a direct result of weather warfare, a punishment for resistance to the outside political pressures, like a catastrophic event. If you go back and study the blizzard of 78, it's like a unnatural event. So this is the HAARP that we know of on the surface. So if we know this exists, then what do they really have, right? Something else that's interesting, the Rothschilds have taken full control of all weather interactive graphics and data services for television, web, and mobile. Do you know why the New World Order has full control? So that when these obvious weather modifying images come out, they're not shown on the 6 o'clock news, or, oh, that's some unexplainable cloud formation. This is an obvious effect of HAARP, or some kind of energy weapon that can modify the weather. Nikola Tesla, most intelligent man I think ever. Can man control the weather? Well, Tesla, he was all about trying to help humanity. He wanted weather manipulation so that deserts could become farmlands. He wanted free energy. Little did he know, all of his hard work and effort would just be handed over to a bunch of demon-possessed New World Order monsters. Can snowstorms really be engineered? With well-established weather modification processes. Yes, there is no doubt that the blizzard of 78 was an experiment. There's a lot of suspicion about this event. It also makes you wonder if some of these massive tornadoes that just wipe out entire towns, it makes you wonder if they're just experimenting or testing out their super technology. I do know this. In a couple years from now, if you see a monster hurricane forming in the Gulf, and it literally goes onto the land into the middle of the United States, I can assure you this, it is a man-made disaster. It is weather manipulation at its best. And people have seen that this is really going to happen. It could be 2018, 2019.